Dallas Cowboys fans, welcome back to the J All Day NFL Show. Today, we're going to be doing a full 7-round mock draft on your Dallas Cowboys. A lot of changes for the Cowboys. Zach Martin, future Hall of Famer, retired. Matt Eberflus comes over from the Bears to be the defensive coordinator. So, where do they go with pick 12? We'll talk about that in today's episode and go through all 7 rounds for your Dallas Cowboys. Let's get into it. All right, Cowboys fans, if you take a look at your screen right here, this is the PFF Mock Draft Simulator. All the AI picks all the other picks except for the Dallas Cowboys. So if you want more Dallas Cowboys content, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're up 12 overall for the Cowboys. Will Campbell, I see him on the board at 12. That definitely caught my eye for sure. He could definitely be a plug-and-play starter at the guard position and take over right away. If we take a look at the Cowboys depth chart going forward, right? Tyler Guyton definitely an eyesore. I would like to move him to right tackle at some point and draft a left tackle. I don't know if Will Campbell can be a left tackle at the NFL level with those short arms, but he could definitely be a day one starter. Right now, Robert Jones is penciled in to be the starter. Will Campbell takes his job day one, no other way around it, right? He could definitely be a plug-and-play starter, right? If we take a look at some other needs for the teams, James Pierce Jr. is on the board, but Eberflus 4-3 scheme, he doesn't fit. Neither does Azaraku. And Kenneth Grant, in my opinion, he's probably more of a 3-4 nose type of guy, coming in at 6'3", 340 freaking pounds, right? So Will Campbell makes a lot of sense for us, man. A lot of sense, right? Could go Marion Hampton, even Matthew Golden. I think Matthew Golden is the cream of the crop for wide receivers in this draft class. He's an excellent route runner, runs really, really crisp routes. And he's able to shade off these defenders and then rip it over the middle of the field. I really, really like him, man. One of my favorite players. But I think it's going to be hard for the Cowboys to pass up on Will Campbell. You could try him out in camp at left tackle, see what happens. And then if not, he's a plug-and-play starter at right tackle. That makes a lot of sense to me. For me, it's between him and Matthew Golden. Emeka Egbuka is interesting as well, but him and CeeDee Lamb kind of do very similar things. I think you could put Matthew Golden more on the outside than a guy like Emeka Egbuka, in my opinion. Cowboys fans, let me know in the comments below, where would you go if the board fell like this? I'm going Will Campbell, man. I think he's got great flexibility with tackle and guard. And he could be Zach Martin's replacement for the next 10 to 12 years. I love that pick there at number 12. Okay, now we're up in the second round, 44 overall. Trey Amos is on the board. A lot of these really, really good corners. Nick Emanwari is still on the board. Jaden Higgins is on the board as well. That's the way I'm going, man. Jaden Higgins, man. I just got done some tape study on him. He can run all the routes on the tree. Comebacks, across the middle, deep balls. He could do it all, man. You could put him on crossers. He's just so big, 6'4", 215. Give the Cowboys a true X wide receiver. Had an amazing year. 90 overall grade, almost 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, drop rate under 3%. A big guy with that kind of good hands. I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? If you can get Jaden Higgins and Will Campbell with your first 2 picks, I think that's a win-win situation for the Dallas Cowboys. Love that spot there for Jaden Higgins, who in my opinion might be, when all the dust settles, the best wide receiver in this draft class. 76 overall in the third round, Cowboys fans. You're on the board. CJ West, very interesting guy. Interior defensive lineman, 6'2", 317. Definitely fits this scheme, in my opinion, for sure. 3-4 type of guy. 4-3 type of guy, my bad. He's been mocked to San Francisco. 4-3 heavy scheme, very similar with Robert Saleh over there. That could be an interesting pick for sure. Mason Taylor on the board. I definitely think the Cowboys could use an upgrade at the tight end position, right? Jake Ferguson, kind of been underperforming. His contract's up at the end of the year. A guy like Mason Taylor could make a lot of sense, right? So does a guy like Elijah Roberts. Oh, man, I love myself some Elijah Roberts. 6'4", 295. big enough to set the edge in a 4-3 scheme. Dude, I love Elijah Roberts, man. He's such a stud. We went offense. Now, I think we got to go defense. Man, Trevion Henderson's still on the board as well. But we don't have a 4th-round pick, which really sucks. I really want one of these running backs, man. Trevion Henderson's still on the board. We're not going to get a prime running back. So we're going to have to wait for edge defenders later in the draft. I think we can get some, but I'm not passing up. If Trevion Henderson, in some crazy scenario, falls to us at 76 overall, it's a no-brainer. Trevion Henderson, and we completely revamp this offense, right? Will Campbell, Jaden Higgins, Trevion Henderson. Cowboys are really getting a nice draft haul here. Now, we really got to focus on defense here, man, moving forward. Absolutely. Safeties in play, cornerbacks in play, a lot of injuries at the cornerback position, some contracts expiring at the end of this year. So, 5th round, 149 overall. We got our running back, we got a wide receiver, we got our guard/tackle, edge, defender, interior defensive line. I want to X this out real quick. Let's go. Edge defender. Let's go D-line. Let's go corner. Let's go safety. Let's do it. All right. Elijah Hoozy's on the board. Billy Bowman from Oklahoma. Pretty solid guy. Solid. Remember, we're in the 5th round here, guys. We got to beggars can't be choosers, right? John Joyner from Minnesota. A guy I like, for sure. 6'5", 265. I think he's big enough to be with the Cowboys, for sure. I do like John Joyner. He's a really good player. I definitely want to go edge here, I think. I think we can get some corners and some safeties later in the draft. Tonka Hemingway, another guy that I really like. I do like Tim Smith from Alabama as well. RJ Oben from Notre Dame. He's on the board as well. 6'3", 262. Pretty solid size, right? John Joyner, I just think he's a great fit for this type of 4-3 scheme. Because remember, he's 6'5", 265. Could put on a little bit of size probably. We need a bigger edge rusher because Micah Parsons comes in that, 245 range. So John Joyner, edge defender, goes to the Cowboys at 149 overall. Now we're at 171 and 174. Off-ball linebacker makes a lot of sense for us as well, with Kendricks not coming back, right? So Kobe King from Penn State, great off-ball linebacker. I'm bringing him in at 171. Now we're at 174. Upton Stout still on the board here. Logan Brown, a great tackle. Played right tackle. Doesn't have a ton of experience, but he's got great measurables. 6'6", 315, He could definitely be a Dallas Cowboy, man, for sure. Later in this draft, it might be really, really hard to pass on a guy like that. Just bringing in another tackle with starter potential makes a lot of sense. And I think Logan Brown is kind of an unheralded guy, kind of going under the radar a little bit because he doesn't have a ton of experience, but the tape's pretty clean. I'm going Logan Brown, 174 overall. Take a look at this draft haul, guys. Will Campbell's definitely more of a guard, I think, at the NFL level, right? Tyler Guyton didn't look great. He probably has to move to the right side, right? Then we got true X wide receiver. We got a running back, edge defender, off-ball linebacker, and tackle. I think we're doing great in this draft so far. Akil Arner on the board for sure. I think cornerback and safety, definitely some positions I want to tackle over these next 4 picks, 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th round. Miles Frazier, I do like him as well from LSU. So I want to take a look at the cornerbacks. Let's take a look at these safeties as well for us, guys. Dean Clark, Jalen Smith, the cornerback from USC, had a really, really good year. No touchdowns given up in 10 games, man. And against really, really good competition. Penn State, Washington, UCLA, Notre Dame, big-time offenses, man. Michigan, LSU, no touchdowns given up. Extremely impressive stuff. QB rating against at 62, improved mightily over the last couple of years. Jalen Smith goes to the Cowboys at 204 overall. A few picks later, 211 overall in the 6th round. This honestly might be my favorite Cowboys draft that I've done so far. Safety makes a lot of sense. Malachi Moore as a safety I absolutely love. he's still on the board here. I don't know if he'll be here at 239. We might be stretching it. I'm bringing in the safety, Malachi Moore, in the 6th round, 211 overall. A lot of talent. He's already been in some visits with the Eagles, right? 66 to 77 to 84 overall grade, 89 coverage grade, can defend the run as well, and that missed tackle rate under 7% for a safety. That's incredible, guys. I love Malachi Moore. One of my favorite picks. I think when everything's said and done, he might be a 5th round pick, but we'll have to see how that goes. Now, we're drafting 2 times in the 7th round, 239 and 247 overall for the Cowboys. Tim McKay on the board. I'm thinking, this is probably a best player on the board type of scenario, right? I just want to bring in talent. Jeanty from Colorado. Decent player, not bad. 1,100 yards in 2023, 931 yards. This could be an interesting guy to take a flyer on late in the round. Only 170 pounds, though. Very, very, very small. Fentrell Cypress, a guy I really like. Pretty solid player late in the draft. 6', 188. He could be very interesting as well. Could be very, very interesting. So I'm just looking down the board, trying to find players that I've scouted in the past that I'm pretty keen on, right? So Burks from West Virginia, Marcus Ware from Montana. He's an interesting guy. Smaller school, so taking a risk on him in the 7th round could be interesting. Has right guard and right tackle experience. I want to bring in the trenches, right? The trenches, the trenches, the trenches. That's how you build a team, right? Now, going interior defensive line definitely makes some sense for us. We got our edge defender. It's really, really important to keep adding to these trench positions, right? Howard Cross from Notre Dame, a guy I really like. 6'1", 288, a little bit small. Thor Griffin from Louisville. Big time production, right? 84 and over grades every single year. Pass rush win rate by around 10% for an interior defensive lineman. Pretty good. 6'2", 320. I like that size. Bring him in the 7th round. I like this draft, man. We got Will Campbell, A+ grade. Jaden Higgins, B+ grade. Trevion Henderson, A grade. Kobe King, we got a B grade. B+ Marcus Ware grade late in the draft. B+ overall grade. We got tons of offensive line help with Will Campbell and Logan Brown. Then we got some D-line help with Thor Griffin and Ja Joyner. The off-ball linebacker, Kobe King. Malachi Moore is a great safety. Don't ignore that grade. Just go watch the tape. Very impressive guy. Cowboys fans, let me know if you like this mock draft. You not like this mock draft? I would love to know in the comments down below. And what would you do with the number 1 pick at number 12 for the Cowboys? Post it in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.